Good evening. So, Tom, let's synchronize our watches, okay? What time do you have?
I got 6 o'clock, dear.
I got 6 o'clock and 5 seconds afterwards. We're going to start because Tom and I are known for starting on time.
And ending on time.
Or early if we can, so we're going to try to do that.
There are so many seats up front here, and you know what? Mindy is worried about 50 years from now, people are going to look at the film of this and see empty seats. So let's cut. Where's your cane?
I left my cane back there. I'm going to lean on this.
So I have nothing to fear.
Yeah, you have nothing
Move
to fear.
up front if you would, so there won't be empty chairs on Mindy's watch, okay?
And I know it looks like it's really dark out there. Maybe we could do a little more house light if it's not going to mess anything up. But I'm not going to worry about this anymore. We're going to get started so we can get done on time or early, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So welcome to the 18th Annual Franklin Tomorrow Exemplary Community Volunteer Awards. I'm Mindy Tate, Chief Executive Officer of Franklin Tomorrow. Joining me is our MC for the evening, Tom Lawrence of WKM Radio of many years, the voice of Williamson County. And I've got behind us tonight, we've got Teresa Ashworth Harris, our past board chair, as well as Peggy Kidd, who is our 2025 board of directors chair. Franklin Tomorrow is a 25-year-old community visioning and engagement organization, and we are so glad you're here.
We like to start the program with an inspirational quotation, something like Oscar Wilde's, "The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest intention," or Albert Einstein's, "Only a life lived for others is worth living."
I'm going to quote a queen of Williamson County. She's my queen, and that's Dolly Parton, who said, "Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life." And so many of the people we'll honor tonight have made a life, but they're also making our lives better here in Williamson County by being great volunteers. So many of them do it not for the recognition, and some of them aren't here tonight because they don't want the recognition. But we want to shine a light on our excellent community of nonprofits here in Williamson County, as well as those who help make their work possible. None of what Franklin Tomorrow does as a community visioning and engagement organization would be possible without the support of you and our partners, but also because of the service over the last 25 years of a number of volunteers. And we have a 25-member board of directors, and many of them are here tonight helping pull this event off. And we would ask, please follow our social media channels, visit our website, which is franklintomorrow.org, or attend one of our monthly Frank Talks lectures or quarterly breakfast with the mayors. And feel free to tag me or Franklin Tomorrow in any photos you take tonight. We do have a photographer here tonight. We are recording this, so we'll share that to our social media and send a link out to those on our mailing list so you can watch it and share it with your friends. And we would love to also remind you, don't have time to bring all the nominees on stage, and so we would like a little bit more of a house light because we'd like to ask you to stand when your name is called. And then if you are a recipient of one of the awards, please come on stage to the right here and up the steps, or if you have a mobility issue, you can go back to the lobby and come down the hallway to the left. But we are excited to get started, so let's go.
Franklin Tomorrow's exemplary community volunteers are made possible through a host of partners, including Lineage Bank and Williamson Memorial Funeral Home and Cremation Services, our presenting sponsors for tonight.
And I'd like to take this time to welcome Carl Haynes, the president of Lineage Bank, to the stage to say a few words about the importance of community and relationships.
Hey, thank you, Tom.
So much.
Thank you, Mindy. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Mindy. Thank you, Tom, for the introduction. Lineage Bank, I'm going to take just a moment and tell you a little bit about who we are. That's not why we're here tonight. we're here tonight, this afternoon, this evening, to support the Franklin community and all the wonderful things it does, including amazing residents and businesses that have done such wonderful community service. Lineage Bank, we started in 2001 here in Franklin, Tennessee, and it took us a few years. We were trying to figure out exactly who we are and what we wanted to be. And it shouldn't have taken a few years, but it did, but here we are. So Lineage Bank, I'm happy to say, is presenting ourselves to be the bank that Franklin wants, the bank that Franklin needs as its own hometown local chartered bank. There are a lot of my friends in the audience here who are bankers at other banks, and they're good friends and they are great bankers. The one thing Franklin is blessed with is a lot of good financial professionals. And every great town needs a great bank. I mean, I've heard that many times, and it's very true. And again, nothing against anybody else here. They're wonderful bankers, but there's one thing that nobody but Lineage Bank can say, and that is that we are the hometown bank of Franklin, Tennessee. We are chartered in Franklin. Our office is a block away from here. And we're going to be out in the community sponsoring events. And again, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity to sponsor this event. You will see our bankers in the community doing volunteer work. You will see our bankers joining boards of community organizations. You will see us promoting Franklin, Tennessee the best we can, because this is the town that we all live in. This is the town our kids go to school in. This is the town that most of us grew up in, and we're very proud of Franklin, and we're very proud to be the hometown bank of Franklin, Tennessee. So thank you very much for coming tonight. Again, thanks everyone. We really appreciate the opportunity to sponsor this event. Have a great evening, and congratulations to everyone honored tonight.
Later this evening, you'll hear from our friends at Williams Memorial Funeral Home, and they will also present our moving and memoriam segment to finish the evening. Our platinum partners include Atmos Energy, Reagan Smith, which is a Pape Dawson company, and Williamson Health. Our silver partners include Berger, Mosley, and Carson, PLC, the TMA Group, and a group of Williamson County elected officials who want you to know their names, so I'm going to say all of them, including County Mayor Rogers Anderson, Register of Deeds Sherry Anderson, Circuit Court Clerk Debbie Barrett, Property Assessor Brad Coleman, 21st District Attorney General Stacey Edmondson, Juvenile Court Judge Sharon Guffey, Sheriff Jeff Hughes, Juvenile Court Clerk Margaret Mayhew, County Trustee Karen Paris, and County Clerk Jeff Whidbey. And our patron sponsors include State Senator Jack Johnson and the Williamson Prevention Coalition. And who got popcorn and a soft drink or some water? Well, thanks to Atmos Energy for sponsoring refreshments from the concession stand. And I think I just walked on you, but that's okay. But so Franklin tomorrow is so thankful for our partners, because without them we would not be able to celebrate the amazing volunteers that we are celebrating tonight. Volunteers are the backbone of what makes Williamson County so special. We can talk about the scenic beauty, we can talk about the businesses in our community, the churches, but it is the people who fill them, and it is the people who make our county so special.
Tick-tock,
I know, over the next hour and a half, we're going to meet some people living to help others, and we hope they inspire you to do so. So after tonight, a donation will be made by Franklin tomorrow in the name of each recipient to the nonprofit of their choice. So while all the nominees will be announced in each category, during judging, we did move some people around to be able to give more awards and to honor people more appropriately. So be sure to try and stick with us till the end. Okay, the first award of the night will be the Corporate Volunteerism Award, which is given to a company or organization that sees the value of giving back to their community through successful volunteer programs with high levels of participation and impact. In the category of corporate volunteerism, the nominees are Nissan North America and Tammy Heimbach, nominated by the Hard Bargain Association and Derek Solomon. One Gen Away, nominated by Greg Fries. Pinnacle Financial Partners and Marcia Hoover, nominated by High Hopes Preschool and Pediatric Therapy Clinic. Public Supermarkets and Tim Cochran, nominated by Habitat for Humanity, Williamson Murray, as well as GraceWorks Ministries. Tractor Supply, nominated by Saddle Up. And finally, Williamson Inc. Black Business Coalition, nominated by Jenna Potter of Williamson Inc.
There are 2 recipients in this year's corporate volunteerism category. Our first recipient is One Generation Away, nominated by Greg Freeze. Chris, Elaine, and representatives from One Gen Away, please come forward.
Come up the right side.
One Generation Away is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that's been feeding bellies and souls since 2013. Founded by Chris and Elaine Whitney, One Gen Away rescues high-quality surplus food from grocery stores, restaurants, farms, caterers, and redistributes that food to individuals and families experiencing food insecurity. Hunger isn't just a food problem either. It comes with a stigma and emotional weight that can affect our relationships, our jobs, and even our faith. But just like hunger is a part of the human experience, so is hope. Chris and Elaine Whitney moved from St. Louis, Missouri to Franklin, Tennessee in 2004 to start a church. Little did they know that in the process of pastoring a church, a food ministry called One Generation Away would begin to take shape. In 2013, the Whitneys established One Gen Away and 150,000 meals from the back of their car in the first year. One Gen Away has now grown to serve over 3 million meals annually to those in need throughout Middle Tennessee, Northern Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, and disaster relief locations. Chris and Elaine Whitney. Our second recipient in this year's corporate volunteerism category is Publix Supermarkets and Tim Cochran. Nominated by Habitat for Humanity, Williamson Murray, as well as GraceWorks Ministries. Tim Cochran, I think I see him coming up, and representatives from the nominating agencies do come forward. Since 2015, Publix has been a cornerstone of our work, contributing both financially and through hands-on volunteerism. Their lifetime investment in Habitat's affordable home ownership program has reached an extraordinary $284,000, a testament to their unwavering commitment to creating brighter futures for local families. And that $284,000, by the way, is right here. This year alone, Publix generously contributed $65,000 to fund the construction of a home for a family in need of safe and stable housing. But their impact goes far beyond writing a check. Public associates roll up their sleeves and work side by side with our home buyers, helping to build these homes from the ground up. Their presence on the build site exemplifies their dedication to strengthening the community, one nail, one board, and one home at a time. Best fried chicken in the world is at Publix.
Well, now,
Best fried chicken in the world.
it is really good. Halfway's pretty darn good. And if
Yeah.
you've ever been to Mildred's in Ardmore, Alabama, or Tennessee, I don't know which side it is, but yeah, okay. The next award is in our Youth Initiative category. Individuals eligible for this award are young leaders in the community that are involved either in a variety of community activities or primarily in one organization as a significant volunteer. We had 4 nominees in this category, and the nominees are Caroline Campbell, nominated by the Williamson County Public Library, Yarisa Yarkin, Path United, Kenny Royer, nominated for Davis House Child Advocacy Center, and Mary Jackson Tatum, nominated by Able Youth.
Given the great work done by each of these nominees, our judges decide to give them all Youth Initiative Awards. Caroline Campbell, front and center, please. Caroline Campbell, nominated by the Williamson County Public Library. Caroline is a dedicated Centennial High School senior, and in her nomination, she was called an invaluable member of our volunteer team, consistently demonstrating remarkable commitment to our library. Since joining the library's volunteer program in May of 2023, Caroline has contributed over 150 hours of her time to various initiatives that have significantly benefited patrons. She became a permanent volunteer in the Children's Library last year. She's there every Sunday from 1 to 3 p.m. Caroline and Debbie Reschke, you're here. The second recipient, Yuritsa Yarkeen, nominated by Margaret Jane Strelecki for her dedicated work to Path United and those who live in Franklin Estates Trailer Park. Please come forward. Yuritsa Yarkeen is a 9th grade student at Centennial High School. She's been part of Path United since the 2nd grade. Her enthusiasm for life could light up a room, and her smile, come on, smile, there you go, smile. Her enthusiasm for life could light up a room, and yes, her smile is contagious. This year, Yuritsa joined the Junior Advisory Board, made up of high school leaders that the staff identified within our PATH student community. Through her work on the Junior Advisory Board, she has supported fundraising events, community-wide events, and organized and led arts and crafts classes for younger kids in the program. Additionally, Yuritsa is a weekly volunteer with a group of elementary and middle school students every Wednesday afternoon. This was a particularly challenging group of students, and her special brand of spunk and kindness were just what the program needed. One of the library's most important objectives at PATH is to give every kid multiple positive adult relationships. While not yet an adult, Yuritsa is an excellent role model to the younger kids she works with at PATH, and the kids clearly look up to her. Congratulations. Our third recipient is Kenny Royer, nominated by Davis House Child Advocacy Center. Kenny, nominators, please come forward. Upon learning that a family member is an adult supervisor of child sexual abuse, Kenny felt called to do something to help. A Williamson County High School junior, Royer created and launched a stuffed animal drive for Davis House Child Advocacy Center, which he hopes will repeat each year in April, which is Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month. Through his campaign, he has helped raise awareness of this issue by highlighting how the simple act of donating a new stuffed animal to the nonprofit can bring comfort to a child who has had experienced and has disclosed their abuse. The drive collected more than 1,600 new stuffed animals and generated over $11,000 in donations for the nonprofit.
Wow.
Moreover, his efforts were featured on Franklin Is, the Williamson Herald, News Channel 5, News Channel 2, bringing more awareness to the issue and the nonprofit. Congratulations, Kenny Royer. Our final Youth Initiative Award goes to Mary Jackson Tatum, nominated for her work with Able Youth. Would Mary Jackson and her nominator, Amy Saffel, would you please come forward? Mary Jackson was 10 years old when she came to Able Youth after being cast in an independent film as a child who became a wheelchair user after an accident. She didn't know any kids who used wheelchairs personally, so she spent the day at Able Youth's Independence Camp and got to know lots of kids her age who use wheelchairs to prepare for her role. Fast forward to now being a 17-year-old high school senior, and Mary Jackson chose Able Youth to benefit from her Girl Scout Gold Project, where she was charged with coming up with a way to impact society that would outlast her being there physically when she goes to college. She decided to develop a volunteer program where other high schoolers would get involved as volunteers for Able Youth's monthly Super Sports Saturdays, a monthly gathering of kids where they learn and practice adaptive sports skills and also independent skills. Through her volunteerism, Mary Jackson is both teaching Able Youth kids what they're capable of and allowing kids with and without disabilities to get to know one another, something that they're often missing in other areas of life. Mary Jackson has volunteered approximately 40 hours with Able Youth. The program only meets on the weekends, and she's been at every Super Sports Saturday. Congratulations, Mary Jackson.
Okay, emerging leaders. So emerging leader nominations are given to individuals between 20 and 40 years of age, and this is important, whose professional or volunteer efforts are having a positive impact on his or her community. When you're starting out and you're 20 to 40 years old, volunteering has to balance with a lot of things. But in the category of emerging leader, the nominees are Will Bell with Able Youth, Katie Crichton with Erica's Safe Place doing business as Endeavor Youth Recovery, Will Cross, nominated by Vintage Affair and for his work also with Williamson Health Foundation and Battleground Academy alumni, Colby Lane Hogan, Franklin's Charge and the City of Franklin Civil War Commission, Franklin Fire Department's David Constant, nominated by Williamson County Schools Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center, and Gaurav Mittal, Nashville Software School, and Pathwell Connect. We have 4 recipients in the Emerging Leader Award.
The first recipient is Will Bell, nominated by Amy Sappel for his work with Able Youth.
And Will is unable to be with us tonight. Amy will accept his award. Will cannot be with us because he continues to excel and achieve as he is getting his law degree at the Nashville School of Law as well and completing his class tonight, but we'll present the award to Amy.
Know that school. You don't miss school in April. As a former participant of Able Youth since the age of 5 years old and as a child with cerebral palsy, he originally didn't know if he would like or really be able to play sports to the extent he would like to, but his life was transformed when he first came to Able Youth Super Sports Saturdays, and learned through all of the other kids there just how much was possible for him. From there, he joined Able Youth's Music City Thunder travel wheelchair basketball team. Sports became his life, and he realized how he could really do the same thing as his brothers and his classmates, just sitting down. As an older participant of Able Youth, he helped younger kids see the power of adaptive sports, the value of working hard at independent skills, and the importance of Able Youth friendships. He went to undergrad at UTK and became someone that Able Youth kids wanted to emulate and saw through his experience it was possible for them. Now, being back in the area and a student at Nashville School of Law, Will is a regular volunteer at Super Sports Saturdays, influencing current kids and letting them see through his life just how much is possible for their futures. This year, he created a volunteerism program for other alumni to do the same. There is now not a Super Sports Saturday that alumni aren't present. Will helps our current kids have the same and more opportunities he had when he was a child. Will donated approximately 50 hours of his time in 2024. Able Youth only meets on Saturday mornings once a month. Will is a constant in the program. His impact has transformed the program this year. In the picture, he is the gentleman in blue in the middle. Congratulations.
Congratulations, and no, he can't miss school, so we know that. So our second recipient tonight is Will Cross, a lifelong resident who was nominated by Carrie Drury of A Vintage Affair for his work with that organization, but also for work with the Williamson Health Foundation and Battleground Academy alumni. Will, please come forward, and Carrie Drury, please come forward as well. Will has served 6 years with the Vintage Affair, which is this year celebrating its 25th or 26th anniversary. He has served on the Young Professionals Board and then as president for 2 years. He has now joined the Executive Board of Directors for AVA, where he was recently elected Executive Board Vice President for 2025. He was instrumental in creating the AVA Vintners Cup Golf Tournament, and under his leadership, a Vintage Affair has hit its highest fundraising mark in its 25-year history. If that is not impressive enough, Will serves as a board member on the Emerging Leaders Council for Williamson Health and also serves as an Alumni Association board member and head of School Leadership Council for Battleground Academy. He has served as president for the Charlton Green Homeowners Association and is now on their board, and he and his lovely wife, Mary Michael, are expecting their first child very soon. So congratulations, Will.
Our third Emerging Leader Award goes to Colby Lane Hogan, nominated by Patrick Baggett for her work as the Secretary of the Board for Franklin's Charge, a nonprofit committed to the preservation and reclamation of battlefield land in Franklin and throughout Williamson County. Colby, please come forward.
Along with Mr. Baggett.
Mr. Baggett,
If he's here.
Patrick. In her role, she has provided an invaluable service to the board by maintaining exceptional records of its actions and working diligently to coordinate and facilitate grant applications and responses. Thanks to her efforts, Franklin's Charge has successfully preserved over 17 acres of battlefield land, ensuring the protection of our community's rich history. She has been pivotal in the success of the organization during one of the most active periods of acquisition and preservation the organization has ever seen. Additionally, she's active in the West Haven community and is a member of the City of Franklin Civil War Historic Commission and a graduate of Leadership Franklin. Colby holds a PhD from Middle Tennessee State University and works alongside Dr. Carol Van West at the Center for Historic Preservation. Through her work, she has engaged high school students and other groups in meaningful projects that tell the story of Franklin's history and preserve its legacy for future generations. Congratulations, Colby Lane Hogan.
Colby's been to Mildred's. We were just talking about that. The fourth Emerging Leader recipient is City of Franklin firefighter David Constant. David, for his work with the Williamson County Schools Entrepreneur and Innovation Center in creating a fire management class in Williamson County Schools. I wish David was here, and if he is, come forward. If not, we're sad. But David was hired by the Franklin Fire Department in early 2018, and in the almost 7 years on the department, he's made an impact and made Franklin a better place. Williamson County Schools CCTE department has been working on partnering with local industries in order to keep graduates close to home and serving their community in the future. City of Franklin Fire Chief Glenn Johnson has given firefighter Constant the ability to lead the way for Franklin Fire Department and Williamson County Schools. David first helped to create a summer fire camp for students to explore becoming a firefighter. The first year the camp had 13 campers who were engaged in 3 days of firefighting activities and drills. The camp ignited a fire for some of the students, and many shared feedback after the camp that this makes them rethink their future plans. After the successful summer camp, Williamson County Schools is in the process of beginning the first fire management class, which will be taught by Franklin Fire Department. Firefighter Constant has been the recipient of 3 awards at the fire department in the last 3 years and is extremely deserving of the Emerging Leader Award from Franklin tomorrow and all the recognition he receives. Congratulations to David Constant and the Franklin Fire Department. Our next award is our next award category is Neighbor to Neighbor Award, which is given to individuals or an organization that has shown extreme generosity to its neighbors in Williamson County and has exceeded expectations in terms of giving back to the community. The nominees in this category are the late Rich Buckner, nominated by Jason Potts; Joy Green, Howard Bargain Association, nominated by Derek Solomon; Walter Green, nominated by Downtown Neighborhood Association and Bob Ravner; Clay Harlan, nominated by Friends of Franklin Parks; Rich Kresha, nominated for Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 1140, nominated by Cassie and Derby Jones and Williams County Veteran Services Office; Suzette Rawls Lane, nominated by Elaine Whitney of One Genaway; Sarah McGinley, nominated for Franklin First United Methodist Church Giving Garden and other volunteer activities by Kevin Hostler. Our third slide, Doc Vaughn, One Genaway, nominated by Scott Lucas of One Genaway; Alan Sims, Downtown Franklin Rotary Club, Franklin Christmas Parade, and other activities, nominated by Chris Howell; Mary Beth Richards, nominated by Lynn McAllister for her work with Studio 10, Davis House Child Advocacy Center, and One Genaway; and Williamson Inc., nominated by Jenna Potter for its work coordinating more than 100 nonprofits in Williamson County. And I actually have a meeting on Wednesday morning for that. So thank you for their work.
This was our fastest growing category this year, and we have multiple recipients. Our first Neighbor to Neighbor Award is presented to Joy Green, nominated by Derek Solomon of the Hard Bargain Association. Joy, Derek, come on up, please. Joy has served over 400 hours over the past 2 years. She's a nonstop advocate of attainable housing development, serving the HBA Spring Cleanup, Blackberry Jam Music Festival, Franklin Juneteenth celebration, Hard Bargain Association's dinner celebration, October Fall Festival, the HBA annual Thanksgiving giveaway, and the HBA Angel Tree. You'll find Joy Green serving in the community year-round. Furthermore, she not only serves Hard Bargain Association, she serves several other social impact groups within the Williamson County area. Joy Green has given her time, talent, and treasure to afford Hard Bargain Association and its neighbors an amazing opportunity to take weight off our shoulders when it's needed the most. Congratulations, Joy.
The next Neighbor to Neighbor Award is presented to somebody not wearing green, but their name is green. So this award is presented to Walter Green, nominated by the Downtown Franklin Association. Will Walter and Bob Rabner please come forward if Bob's here? While Walter just retired from 6 years on the Downtown Neighborhood Association board, during that time, he conducted an extensive review of downtown Franklin parking. That's another joke. You can laugh out loud at that one. No, I'm just joking. And studying 15 cities of similar size. He met with the city on multiple occasions to encourage additional parking spaces, and just in the last few weeks, BOMA voted to implement, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen voted to implement changes based on that study. Working with city engineers and other DNA board members, Walt successfully negotiated to change the intersection at 3rd and Margin to a right turn only intersection when traveling east on Margin. He also, in the last year or two, has authored the National Indicator in the Civil War, the history of an embattled railroad, not because he wants to have the acclaim of an author, I don't think, but because he's determined to do his part to make sure this important story of the railroad during the Civil War does not get lost. These are just some of the accomplishments that Walt has given to the community in our downtown neighborhood, and it's appropriate that he receive the Neighbor to Neighbor Award.
Rich Kresha, come on down, please. Rich of the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 1140. Come on. And Cassie, Derby, come on too. I parked right next to your car, so I know you're here. And other representatives of the Vietnam Veterans of America and Williamson County Veterans Services Office to accept the next Neighbor to Neighbor Award. For the past 20 years, U.S. Air Force E-5 Rich Crasha has been hosting his squadron's annual reunion. 5 years ago, in 2019, his longtime solo effort succeeded to pull enough Vietnam veterans together to create a Vietnam Veterans of America chapter, and he had enough. That's chapter number 1140, by the way. The group focuses on veterans and the community needs in Murray and Williamson counties. When the charter was approved, the chapter had 50 members. Today, 150 members. Rich he's helped raise money for a nonprofit organization by attending events and having a booth along with other local Vietnam veterans to promote and educate the community about the Vietnam War and its veterans. They attend all the Heritage Foundation downtown events, the Franklin Rodeo, the Bluegrass Festival, Family Day in Franklin, Vet Fest, and many more events. He is the spokesperson for the local chapter of Vietnam Veterans and can be found promoting veterans on the radio and working with local media to help promote their cause. Rich is one of the veterans who helps promote and work the car shows each year at the Elks Lodge. He helps organize a town hall to share the dangers of toxic exposure that many veterans have dealt with over the years. He also recently organized a free concert for the community so veterans in the community could come together to enjoy the music. Thank you, Rich.
He kind of has almost that radio voice like you when he's on your morning radio show.
He'll grow into it. He'll grow into it.
So another Neighbor to Neighbor Award is presented to my friend Suzette Rawls Lang. I can't read it. Can't read it. She is the owner of Catering by Suzette. She was nominated by Elaine Whitney of One Gen Away, who said Suzette embodies the true spirit of community through her remarkable contributions, generosity, and unwavering dedication to her neighbors and beyond. So I'm going to let you go on with that.
One of the most notable aspects of Suzette's work is her commitment to addressing food insecurity in the area. She's organized and donated meals for local shelters, schools, and community events, ensuring that no one goes hungry. She also donates her catered food to One Gen Away for us to distribute to those families facing food insecurity. Suzette actively supports local nonprofits and partners with schools and churches to mentor young people, teaching them valuable culinary and life skills. Her dedication to empowering others and giving back is inspiring. One and only Suzette.
I couldn't get through that one. You know, I'm hobbling a little bit. I had some knee surgery on February 25th, and Suzette kept me alive one day, well after this award was decided, but her food kept me alive and still keeps me alive. Thanks, it's in the freezer too. So, go ahead, sorry.
Franklin tomorrow would like to present a Neighbor to Neighbor Award to Alan Sims, nominated by fellow downtown Franklin Rotarian and Franklin Tomorrow board member Chris Howell. Alan, Chris, please come forward. Stage right, if you would. Alan Sims is a downtown Franklin resident on Lewisburg Avenue. If you're ever driving by when he's walking down the street or in his front yard, he is always going to wave at you, regardless of whether he knows you. It's just his neighborly way. If he sees trash on the sidewalk, he picks it up and takes it home to throw it away, to keep our streets and city clean. He takes his role as a downtown Franklin ambassador seriously. Alan has been He has contributed to numerous city community organizations, including as a member of Leadership Franklin. He attends every BOMA and city meeting for the last 6 to 7 years to stay informed about his community. When the Downtown Franklin Rotary was given the chance to become the organizer of the Christmas parade, Alan jumped at the chance to co-chair with Kathy Meadows, despite having just a few months to plan that event. Alan Sims, congratulations.
Later tonight, we'll remember individuals who passed away in the last 14 months as a symbol of their impact and that of others who were unable to include due to sheer volume. There are over 200 people in our in memoriam this year. But we could not just include Rich Buckner in that portion of our program. And so we are posthumously presenting Rich a Buckner a Neighbor to Neighbor Award for his dedicated service to his adopted hometown of Franklin, Tennessee. Rich was a dedicated volunteer in the city of Franklin for the last decade, specifically the Civil War Historical Commission and the Franklin Alliance of Homeowners Associations, Ward 3. Rich's career in construction took him and his wife, Linda, of almost 52 years, all over the country. But like many people, when retirement came in 2012, Franklin was home. A U.S. Army veteran, Rich worked on such notable projects during his career in helping to design and build the U.S. Holocaust Museum, as well as various buildings along Pennsylvania Avenue in our nation's capital. In the early 1990s, Rich worked for Syntex, Rogers, and Brentwood and played an integral role in the design and building of Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. Tonight, we will honor Rich twice, first with this well-deserved Neighbor to Neighbor Award, and to Rich and his family, thank you for all you did for Franklin.
Our next award is the Volunteer Spirit Award. There were so many great nominees in this category, and all the nominees are deserving of an award. Individuals eligible for these awards are involved either in a variety of community activities or primarily in one organization as a significant worker.
Volunteer Spirit nominees are Liz Beatty, Breaking the Silence Ministry, nominated by Williamson Prevention Coalition. Tara Blue, Williamson Inc., Black Business Coalition, nominated by Robert Blair. Darcy Caesar, for her work with Davis House Child Advocacy Center. Annette Carozzo, Williamson County Library and Friends of the Library, nominated by Deborah Reschke. Ethel Detch, nominated by Gentry's Educational Foundation and Christ United Methodist Church, and nominated by Lindsay Esmelovic. Melinda Fouch, High Hopes Preschool and Pediatric Clinic, nominated by Nan Zierden. Nancy Goins, Franklin Special School District, Liberty Elementary, and Operation Andrew. Rhiannon Guppy, nominated by Arts Council of Williamson County. Paula Harris, nominated for her work with Leadership Franklin, the Discovery Center, AE Guidance LLC, and she was nominated by Julian Bibb III, Brandy Blanton, and Teresa Ashworth Harris. Our third slide, Bart Harrison, Saddle Up in Tucker's House. Tony Honeycutt, the Downtown Franklin Rotary, Williamson Inc., Small Business Council, Williamson County Schools Entrepreneur and Innovation Center. Jacqueline Ledbetter, nominated for her work for Davis House Child Advocacy Center, Downtown Franklin Rotary, Battle of Franklin Trust, and Friends of Franklin Parks. Mark McCutcheon, nominated for his work for many years with the West Haven Foundation. He told me tonight that his house was the 7th house in West Haven. That's how long he's been working. Corinne Moore with the Nook.
On the fourth slide, additional nominees: Jeffrey D. Mosley, 21st District, Recovery Court, Circle of Giving, My Friend's House, nominated by Robert Blair, not bad for a lawyer. Billy Nichols, Deer Run Camps and Retreat Center. Ravita Raman, One Wilco, nominated by Rachel Finch. Karen Rogers of Brightstone. Bob Steele, Franklin Theater. The fifth slide, Lillian Stewart, City of Franklin, Historic Presbyterian Church, DAR Colonial Dames. Alive Arts, nominated by Pam Lewis. Drew Torres, Path United, nominated by Margaret Jane Strelecki. Hink and Antoinette Vandermeer of Iris Global. Greg Wade, Civil War Roundtable. Margaret Whiteside, Franktown Open Hearts and First Presbyterian Church. And Randy Zion, Moore Morris History and Culture Center of Williamson County. There are 5 recipients of the Volunteer Spirit Award, but some of those nominated may be featured as recipients in other awards remaining tonight.
So our first recipient is Ms. Tara Blue, Executive Director of the Community Child Care Center in Franklin, who was nominated by Robert Blair, her co-chair of the Black Business Coalition of Williamson County. Robert is at a Franklin Special School District Board of Directors meeting, being the chairman. Tara's leadership and engagement is witnessed by her passion on the boards she serves, which include Williamson Inc., Studio 10, and Leadership Franklin. She is a 2020 graduate of Leadership Franklin and also volunteers with Hard Bargain Association and her church, Lake Providence Missionary Baptist. Tara is certainly a doer and one who is results-driven and focused on the task. Through her service to the community, her desire to inspire the children she works with every day, parents and grandparents, is unparalleled, according to Robert Blair. Her compassion always comes through on efforts to serve others, and we congratulate Tara Blue.
Our second recipient is Tony Honeycutt, nominated by Jenna Potter of Williamson Inc. In her words, in Jenna's words, Tony Honeycutt exemplifies dedication to community, leadership, and relationship building through his active involvement in several key organizations in Williamson County. With an unwavering commitment to make a positive impact, Tony has established himself as a trusted leader, advocate, and collaborator across multiple initiatives. Tony and Jenna, you're here already. Wonderful. Tony is chair of the Williamson Inc. Small Business Council and is a champion for local entrepreneurs. His ability to understand and support the small business community reflects his passion for driving economic opportunity in Williamson County. He further lives this role as a Williamson Inc. ambassador and as a member of the Williamson Inc. Board of Directors. Tony helps steer the organization's strategic vision, ensuring it aligns with the needs of the community and its members. Tony is also a dedicated member of the Downtown Franklin Rotary Club, where he is respected and an active member. Through Rotary and other aspects of his life, he lives out the motto of service above self. In addition to his leadership roles, Tony is a mentor at the Williamson County Schools Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center, where he guides students in turning their innovative ideas into impactful ventures. His mentorship reflects his dedication to empowering the next generation and ensuring the long-term success of the community. Now, all he has to do is get those kids ready for an IRS audit. Congratulations, Tony Honeycutt.
Thank you.
Our third volunteer spirit recipient is Bob Steele, nominated by Kate Burns, the volunteer coordinator for the Franklin Theater. He's been a volunteer for more than 10 years. Bob, Kate, please come forward. In a Heritage Foundation blog post, Bob was lauded for his commitment to enriching the cultural landscape of our community. Whether he's ushering patrons to their seats, sharing his knowledge of our historic theater, or assisting with behind-the-scenes tasks, Bob's enthusiasm and dedication never wavers. His passion for the arts is infectious, and his presence at the Franklin Theater enhances the experience for everyone who walks through the doors. The blog said Bob's favorite part about volunteering at the Franklin Theater is the combination of making new friends with other volunteers. the joy of being able to see and hear a wide variety of music and theater, and the ability to interact with patrons who come to the Franklin Theater from all over the country, from all over the world. Congratulations, Bob. Thanks for the good work.
There's some water down there for you.
The fourth Volunteer Spirit recipient, Margaret Whiteside, nominated by Chris Barnhill of Franktown Open Hearts, and for Margaret's work through First Presbyterian Church. Margaret and Chris, so dark I can't see it.
It's so dark, we can't see.
For over 8 years, Margaret has been a cornerstone of Franktown Open Hearts, leading culinary classes that provide not only practical life skills, but also encouragement, joy, and meaningful connections. What began as a small group cooking dinners for fewer than 20 kids has grown into a dynamic space where Margaret teaches essential life skills through cooking and nutrition education. Her carefully designed lessons go beyond basic kitchen skills, empowering students to prepare balanced, budget-friendly meals while fostering creativity, teamwork, and confidence. From themed dishes to understanding portion control and incorporating fresh ingredients, Margaret creates a nurturing environment where students feel valued and leave inspired to make healthier choices. One of Margaret's greatest rewards is the relationships she's built with those students. Whether she sees them at Kroger, Kohl's, or around town, she treasures witnessing their growth not only in their culinary skills, but also in their confidence and character. Margaret's commitment extends far beyond the kitchen. She contributed significantly to designing the kitchen space for Franktown's first permanent location, a home for Franktown. She thoughtfully planned for the tools, commercial-grade equipment, and layout needed to teach future generations of students. Margaret's passion for service extends to her church, First Pres, where she co-teaches an adult Sunday school class and volunteers with the meal ministry. Her faith and love for her community shine through in all that she does, whether she's teaching, cooking, or simply being present for those who need encouragement. Congratulations, Margaret.
Franktown Open Hearts is having a breakfast on April 14th, and you can learn more about their new build that they are working on near the Williamson County Public Library.
Our final Volunteer Spirit recipient, Greg Wade.
Greg Wade. Good guy.
Greg Wade, get yourself up here, please. Known Greg a long time, nominated by Laurie McPeak of the Battle of Franklin Trust, as well as Pam Lewis. Greg and Laurie and Pam, please make your way. Stage right, please. Greg is a dedicated historian, preservationist, advocate. Until just a few years ago, Greg was a full-time insurance guy, and the entire time he brought to life Franklin's own Civil War Roundtable. Starting 17 to 18 years ago as a Civil War book club, the Roundtable now meets every third Sunday of the month. Greg has been so involved that I'm sure many in the community may have thought he was employed by one or all of the historic preservation programs at one time or another. Greg, however, has never been anything than a straight-up volunteer. Those visiting Carton on that Sunday over the last 5 to 10 years have had the opportunity to experience Greg's form of volunteerism. It became an art form because over the last decade, roundtables around the country have not been a growing trend, but it is here. Greg's commitment to the art and his spirit of volunteerism has made the Franklin Civil War Roundtable one of envy for many parts of the country. The Roundtable volunteer gig is a full-time job, so volunteering to bring close to 200 events to the public becomes at least a 35-hour-a-week thing. After at least a year of consideration, interview, and conversation, Greg has worked with the Battle of Franklin Trust to make the Roundtable yet another benefit of Battle of Franklin Trust annual membership. Stay tuned. Thank you, Greg, for keeping history alive. You are history.
So we are going to present a special civic group award tonight to Williamson Inc. Black Business Coalition. And Tara and others, if they want to come back up and collect this award, they can, or we'll present it afterwards. But this award honors representatives of the civic, membership, congregation, or non-corporate groups that volunteer together. This group of dedicated business leaders consistently exemplifies a spirit of generosity and service, making an impact in our community through their ongoing efforts to give back and to bring together the entire community, not just our Black business owners or members or employees, but an entire community. They support a number of things. They've made a difference with Stronger Than My Father, Community Child Care, the Boys and Girls Club, and Hard Bargain. And additionally, they go beyond that by sponsoring the Minority Business Expo to create opportunities for smaller businesses and minority professionals to have exposure. And we want to congratulate them and thank them, and we'll get this award to Tara and Robert Blair and others with the Black Business Coalition of Williamson, Inc. again soon. So we said at the start that some of these awards, we might have moved some people around, and there are awards we don't take nominations for, and that includes, look, it's not even 7 o'clock yet. I mean, we're going to get out of here today. And that's the case with this next award, the Ann T. Rutherford Exemplary Community Volunteer Award. This award started it all for Franklin Tomorrow 18 years ago in 2007. And it is named in honor of Mrs. Ann T. Rutherford, who turned 101 earlier this year before her death in late January. Ann was a proud descendant of 3 of the area's pioneering families, Trabue, Baugh, and Nickel. 2 ancestors served as mayor of Nashville prior to the Civil War. She grew up in downtown Franklin on 3rd Avenue South and graduated from Franklin High School, where she was a drum majorette, okay? Franklin's historic charm and beauty provided Ann with an endless sense of pride. She was a tireless volunteer and served on the boards of Historic Carnton Plantation, now the Battle of Franklin Trust, and Franklin Tomorrow. Ann was one of the first women to serve as an elder of First Presbyterian Church of Franklin. Countless committees and organizations such as Meals on Wheels and United Way also benefited from her sense of civic duty. In 2007, Franklin Tomorrow recognized her by creating the Ann T. Rutherford Exemplary Community Volunteer Award to honor her contributions to her hometown. We so wish she could be with us tonight, but we know that she's already had that afternoon cocktail. That bell went off at 5. And one award is given annually in this category. I'm not going to be able to do this. The recipient of this year's Ann T. Rutherford Award is Paula E. Harris. Paula serves as the volunteer director of Leadership Franklin, as well as on numerous other boards and committees. Thank you to Julian Bibb III, Brandy Blanton, and past Franklin Tomorrow Board Chair Teresa Ashworth Harris for suggesting Paula for this award, and I would ask them to join Paula on stage to accept this award. So, Paula.
If anybody in this community deserves a standing ovation, it's that woman. Would you give her one?
Just let me say, Paula is a lifelong member of our community. She was raised and educated in Williamson County. She attended Vanderbilt University and has over 40 years experience in management and business development. She's not going to be one of those people who takes retirement lightly. So after retiring from Barge Design Solutions, and then another company, Thrivent Solutions. She's taken a consulting job with oversight. But what occupies her days today is helping create leaders for the future of our community. She serves as Executive Director of Leadership Franklin and has since 2012. But I will say she's not just involved in our community. Nashville State Community College President Dr. Shauna Jackson, a Leadership Franklin 2010 graduate, said, "I've had the privilege of knowing Paula Harris for over 15 years. Her dedication to leading and serving others is to be commended. Paula has been an extraordinary resource to the Nashville State Community College. As Vice Chair of the Foundation Board, she has been instrumental in driving the board's success, skillfully leading the board engagement committee to recruit exceptional new members who have strengthened our mission. Her relentless dedication to education, combined with her compassionate and generous spirit, has profoundly influenced the Foundation's growth and achievements. Paula's unwavering commitment to our vision makes her an exceptionally deserving recipient of the prestigious Ann T. Rutherford Exemplary Community Volunteer Award."
Paula Harris has a servant heart. She has championed a host of positive initiatives in our community. She is widely known as a difference maker. Julian, Brandy, do you have anything else to say?
You've said it so well.
Congratulations, Paula Harris. You want to say anything?
You're one of the few people who gets to say something.
I'm really at a loss for words, but thank you all so much. This community means so much to me and to my family, and it's an honor to serve in this community. And there's so many good things that are happening and have happened over the years, and I am just honored to be a part of it. And thank you so much for this recognition. Having known Ann T. Rutherford, it's very special in an extra way. So thank you all. Appreciate it.
Teresa?
Teresa? We're going to now pass it over to Franklin Tomorrow's 2024 Board Chair, Teresa Ashworth Harris, who will present a few President's Awards. Do you have yours? Great. I will take mine out.
As Mindy mentioned earlier, I was the chair of the Board of Directors of Franklin Tomorrow for 2 years, ending in December of 2024. And we have the privilege at Franklin Tomorrow of celebrating 25 years this year. We believe, and we've been told by those in the community, and we hope you would agree, that Franklin Tomorrow has made an impactful we've been an impactful organization, and the organization has had a positive impact in so many ways in the community. And we hope that it will continue to exist for many years to come, maybe another 25, even more than that. So my awards tonight are all about impact. And they're both in and on our community. And you will see that a few people who were nominated in other categories are going to be receiving awards now. The first 3 awards I will present tonight came to my attention through the volunteer spirit category, but highlight individuals who set an example of leadership for myself and others. The first is Lillian Stewart, who is receiving the Community Leadership Award. Lillian, please make your way to the stage. It will be presented tonight she's a former mayor and 6th-generation Franklinite. And Pam Lewis is also joining us on stage. When Lillian was honored last year by Your Williamson magazine as one of the iconic women of Williamson County, they said this about Lillian. Lillian Stewart came by her political ambitions naturally. Her mother, a beloved third-grade teacher, Gordie Campbell, served as a Franklin alderman from 1976 until 1982. Lillian, also a teacher, picked up her mother's mantle in 1985, serving as an alderman for one 2-year term. And in 1987, she won the mayoral race and was the first woman to receive that honor to serve as the mayor of Franklin as a female. And so far, the only one. She has been instrumental for decades in the upkeep and beautification of Franklin Historic Presbyterian Church, where she attends and plays many leadership roles. She worked for many years teaching French at BGA and has taught good government and civic classes. She volunteers for Meals on Wheels regularly, visits and prepares food for the sick and elderly, as well as owning, restoring, and maintaining 2 historic homes on Lewisburg Pike. Lillian is a member of the DAR Colonial Dames and a live arts culture group. Although it's been decades since Lillian held public office, her commitment to Franklin is stronger than ever. She is happy to reflect on her time as mayor, saying, "There's just an atmosphere here, a closeness you can only get from living in a smaller city." Congratulations, Lillian.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
That was great. Thank you.
The next award we have is the Community Impact Award. There are some people who just seem to find success in everything they do. They are people you want to be around. They are people who you know you can count on. They are people who step up when you need somebody to step up to provide a service or something that is needed in the community. For us and the Franklin community, Matt and Julie Brown are those people. When it looked like we were going to lose an anchor in our downtown community, it was Matt and Julie who stepped up and took on reopening 5 Points Post Office. You may have been one of those people who, for a while, had to drive over to Oak Meadows to the post office because we didn't have one in downtown for a little while. And for my friends who work in downtown or live in downtown who were really finding it painful to not have the 5 Points Post Office, Matt and Julie, you brought them joy. In addition to routine postal services and mail deliveries, the Browns are highlighting local nonprofits, student and local entrepreneurs, and showcasing the work of local artists through a gallery on one of the walls at the 5 Points Post Office. Of course, they do other things in the community, always with a focus on service. Matt once said, "There's an understanding in our family that we are going to do what we can for our city." Julie, a former English teacher, is now dedicating her time and talents to running the post office as well as serving nonprofits in the community. Matt's focus on service includes the Army National Guard as an alderman for the city of Franklin. Now, that is a true dedication to serve the people, to do the hard things, to do the fun things, and to do the things that just need to be done. In addition, Matt has started and served as CEO of several companies and currently is founder and brand strategist of Metal 5. He has worked with a number of nonprofits in the Franklin community, including Franklin Tomorrow, and currently serves as board chair for the Circle of Giving, which is working to bring the Ken Means Carousel to the factory at Franklin. Matt and Julie were named King and Queen of this year's Mardi Gras Ball for raising the most money for the nonprofit My Friend's House. Originally from Ohio, Matt and Julie have 3 children and have lived in Franklin since 2017. They are stakeholders at Church of the City in Franklin, where Matt also volunteers in the Kids City program. Thank you, Matt and Julie, for being amazing ambassadors and community servants for Franklin. Thank you. The third President's Award is the Community Servant Leadership Award, and it goes to Sarah McGinley. Sarah is a wonderful example of someone with a passion to serve others. She is an inspiration for all who work with her and is a selfless and dedicated volunteer at the Franklin First United Methodist Church Giving Garden. Just as important is her remarkable ability to balance not only her devotion to the garden, but also to other activities, her family, and to the church. Sarah is the director of the Cherub Small Children's Choir, a pre-K kindergarten teacher, United Methodist Woman volunteer and past president, served on mission trips to Guatemala and Honduras, and many other activities. Sarah is a longtime member of the mission committee at her church. Sarah's primary role is board member responsible for coordinating the volunteers at the Giving Garden. Sarah has developed multiple sources of volunteers by cultivating relationships with numerous charitable organizations in the Nashville area and across the country that work with and bring volunteers from all over the area and all over the United States. One example is the City Service Mission, or CSM. CSM brings hundreds of colleges, high school, and middle school student volunteers and groups from all over the country. Charitable groups like the Women's Charitable League of Franklin and Brentwood, SoWilco, the South Williamson County organization, and local schools, including Franklin Christian School, BGA, and others that provide volunteers for their schools. Throughout an average year, more than 1,200 volunteers that come together to engage in tasks that range from cleanup, painting, weeding, planting, harvesting, working on the garden beds, helping with special projects and distribution, sorting and packing, loading produce, and delivering to our partners. Sarah is always present when volunteers are working at the garden, working side by side with the groups, making sure they are enjoying their volunteer time. On the 5 acres of cultivated land in the Giving Garden, the average yearly production of produce grown and distributed is 35,000 pounds a year. On top of that, they collect on average 20,000 pounds of produce from the Franklin Farmers Market that is added to the distribution. Sarah McGinley's passion for others is spreading seeds of hope and kindness throughout the community. As all the food grown or collected is shared across Middle Tennessee, including with the Nashville Food Project, Well Outreach Ministry, Meals on Wheels, Heimerdinger Foundation, Grace Works, Daughters of the King, Nuva Vita, Healing House, Oak Cottages, and many others. Congratulations, Sarah McGinley. The next award we have is a President's Award to Eric Stuckey, Franklin's City Administrator. Eric's LinkedIn profile describes him in this way: results-driven, energetic, an experienced local government leader with a demonstrated history of working with elected leaders to build great communities. I would say for those reasons, and not just those reasons mentioned in his LinkedIn profile, but also for his professionalism and for the caring, compassionate, and personal ways he leads the city of Franklin. For the past 16 years, Eric has been the city's top administrative official, overseeing the day-to-day operations and working with the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to chart the strategic direction of the city. Since joining the City of Franklin, Eric has worked closely with BOMA to adopt wide-ranging financial policies that have helped the city obtain the highest possible bond rating of AAA from both Moody's and Standard & Poor's. We should all be proud of that. In recent years, the City of Franklin has received numerous awards, including the All-American City recognition in 2020 by the National Civic League, the first Tennessee city to receive this prestigious recognition since the 1990s. Franklin is consistently rated as one of the best places to live in America by publications such as USA Today, Money Magazine, and Livability. Eric oversees nearly 800 employees and works with the city's Board of Mayor and Aldermen to see that Franklin prospers and grows. Beyond Franklin, Eric also works to better the city management profession as a whole. He has served in leadership positions with the Tennessee Municipal League and is involved with the Tennessee City Managers Association, where he served as president from 2019 to 2020 and on numerous committees. Eric has also served leadership roles with the International City-County Management Association, including as one of its Southeast Regional Vice Presidents. Eric was named City Manager of the Year by the Tennessee City Management Association in 2023, an honor we in Franklin wholeheartedly agree with. He is a well-earned recognition. During that presentation, it was said, with leadership that goes beyond the municipality in which he serves, Franklin City Administrator Eric Stuckey works not only for the improvement of his city, but also for the improvement of the city management profession, dedicating his time and efforts to serve his current colleagues and encouraging the city managers of the future. Eric is also active in the community, working in various service and leadership positions, including the United Way of Greater Nashville Executive Board and the Williamson County Convention and Visitors Bureau Board of Directors. Outside of his work life, Eric enjoys sports, exercise, reading, and travel whenever you find the time, right? Eric summited Mount Kilimanjaro with his brothers, Kent and Doug, a few years ago. Eric and his wife, Lisa, have been married for 34 years. Lisa serves as a literacy coach at Sunset Middle School in Williamson County and was recognized as Williamson County Middle School Teacher of the Year in 2018. Lisa and Eric have 2 children who both graduated from Franklin High School. Beth, a graduate of Ohio State University and Belmont University's doctorate program, is an occupational therapist living in nearby Thompson Station. Scott is an emergency medicine resident physician at Ohio State University. Congratulations, Eric Stuckey.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
My final President's Award, every year we recognize the exemplary service of a Franklin Tomorrow board member. This year's Board Impact Award goes to Christine Bradley. Christine served for 6 years on our board and rolled off as a board member at the end of 2024. She's unable to be here with us tonight, but the leadership that she provided to our organization is unmatched. She brought so much professionalism and so much experience from all of the areas that she worked in her career. And we really appreciate Christine's contributions to Franklin Tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have one final award to present tonight, which is the Charles M. Sargent Legacy Award. This will be followed by our in memoriam. This award means a lot to those of us who knew Charles Sargent. This award was originally titled the Business Legacy Award, but was named after Charles, the late 61st District State Representative, after his death in 2018 to honor his life of service to our community. The 2024 recipient was Robert Blair. The 2023 recipient was Franklin Mayor Dr. Ken Moore. Tonight's recipient is Jeffrey D. Mosley, who by profession is an attorney, but who over his many years in Franklin has served countless organizations with his caring heart and a desire to do good for others. Jeff's a 1986 graduate of Vanderbilt University School of Law. He became an associate at Berger, Mosley & Carson in 1987, a partner in 1990, and senior partner in 2002 upon the retirement of his founding partner, Rick Berger. Jeff's practice is focused on the area of healthcare law, but also serves as Williamson County government attorney. For 5 years, he served as president of the 21st District Recovery Court and has received the Gail Moyer Harris Service Award for his dedication to that organization that is changing lives every day. He oversaw the successful Eat the Street food truck event to benefit the Recovery Court. Married to his wife Helen for more than 40 years, they have 3 children and 11 grandchildren, and he's pretty proud of them. If we let him talk about those, we'd be here all night. And Jeff was a former president of the Optimist Club of Franklin. Does anybody remember the Optimist Club? Yes. The Optimist Club of Franklin, and coached his children's athletic teams. Other organizations he has served include My Friend's House and now the Circle of Giving Committee for the Ken Means Carousel at the factory at Franklin. On occasion, he has served as a political strategist to close friends, and those included the late Charles Sargent. We know that Charles would be happy Jeff is receiving this award named in his honor, because together they worked for many years in service to this community and its citizens. So, Jeff, congratulations, and we hope we can present this award.
Before he speaks, on Friday night, the Tennessee Volunteers will play the Kentucky Wildcats. And something I share with this man.
Don't make me get my cane and eat you.
We hope they both lose. We're Vanderbilt people. And that, in my book, makes him the best.
Thank you. Wow. I am so grateful for this award because it's named after Charles, a great friend and a giant who helped build this city and this county, and I will always treasure it. Thank you.
Let's go.
I'm going to call him by the name that I learned him by about 60 years ago. Jimbo Taylor, would you come down here, please?
Yes. So for the last several years, we've presented the In Memoriam section in the Volunteer Awards program with hopes of recognizing individuals who forged paths others have followed. We are presenting this tonight. More than 200 people are going to be honored during this event, and we want to say their names aloud one more time in our community. This is presented in conjunction with Williamson Memorial Funeral Home. Jim Taylor is here tonight. But we have a video from Pam Stevens and Mandy Goodrich, who could not be with us tonight due to the date change of this event. So we'll play a video, and then we will honor these individuals. And then in conjunction with this, tonight we're going to light a candle for each of those individuals honored. Thank you to the staff of Williamson Memorial for coming forward and lighting those. We'll dim the lights a bit, but also for individuals who died in January. But we're going to play a video, and then Jim will assist Tom in reading the names.
Hi, I'm Pam Stevens with Williamson Memorial Funeral Home.
And I'm Mandy Goodrich. I'm Pam's daughter, also with Williamson Memorial Funeral Homes and Gardens here in Franklin. I'm also the newest board member of Franklin Tomorrow. Tonight, we are so honored and excited to be the presenting sponsor of Franklin Tomorrow's Volunteer Awards, as well be a participant in the In Memoriam program that we will have tonight.
My parents, her grandparents, Clyde and Nellie Stevens, founded Williamson Memorial Funeral Home in 1980. And it's an honor for myself and for Mandy to continue their legacy through their work here at the funeral home. My dad, Clyde, he loved this county. He loved being a resident. More importantly, he loved being a volunteer and was so involved in so many things in this county. It's an honor to continue for myself and Mandy to live, work, but most importantly, to continue volunteering in many organizations that help make Williamson County one of the best places in the world to reside. We want to congratulate all those that won tonight, the volunteer awards. Your work does not go unnoticed, and we appreciate you.
We hope tonight's In Memoriam program can bring a little bit of just hope to you guys and fond memories of those Williamson County residents that we have lost in the last year. It's been our honor to serve those families of the people that have passed away. These people are very important to our community, and they will deeply be missed by not only you guys out there, but also by Mom and I as well, as they are a lot of them were close personal friends and families of our own. Mom, if you want to just finish off.
Tonight, you're going to see our staff helping present and memorialize those that have gone before us this year. We appreciate Franklin Tomorrow for all they've done, and we appreciate the families that we've served. Just as we continue to honor Clyde and Nellie Stevens' legacy, we hope that you continue to honor those names that have been mentioned tonight. Thank you.
Tom, a very famous British statesman, William Gladstone, once said, "Show me the manner in which a nation cares for its dead, and I will measure with mathematical exactness the tender mercies of its people, their respect for the laws of the land, and their loyalty to high ideals." Our first name is Martha Adams. Jenna Addison. Ruth Alderson. Christine Allen. Deborah Amick. Margaret Anderton. Everna Anglin. Jesse Anglin. Lewis Apple. Anthony Tony Arnold. Sandra Arnold. Joe Bufundo. Charles Balch Jr.
Lily Grace Basil, Dorothy Baskin, Michael Mike Beard, Harriet Bennett, Kathy Bennett, Maddie Bennett, Phil Bennett, Thomas Bennett, William Birdwell, Josie Ann Blasick, Lisa Boland, Robert Booker, Barbara Bright, Rose Bryan,
Samuel Buchanan, Douglas Buckley, Richard Rich Buckner, Gloria Boucher, Archie Buttry Jr., William Campbell, Jamie Carr, Jennifer Carr, Rusty Carroll, James Buzz Kaysen, Yvonne Calkins, Nathan Chapley, Marianne Clark, Tanya Cleet, Dr. Terry Comer.
Perry Cottom, Beth Crawford, Jacob Crawford, William Crawford, Mary Ann Crowell, Kenneth Culp, Mary Culp, Francis Cummings, Lena Davis, Betsy Dimerick, William Derryberry, Mark DeVito, Mary Alice Dixon.
Mary Charlotte Duke, Iris Durham, Dwayne Eddy, Nellie Elder, Ted Ellis Sr., Scott Faulkner, James Jim Ferguson, Kevin Ferguson, Thomas Fearborn, Dorothy Fisher, Don Gatlin Jr., Peggy Gentry, Joanne Giddens, David Gleason Jr.
Hayes Graff, Lynn Grayson, Nathan Green, Sandra Sandy Green, Gwen Green, James Greer Jr., Sandra Harris, Effie Heiss, Lucille Midge Heathcock, Doris Hickman, Claude Hillenbrand.
Phyllis Hines, John Hines, Thomas Hinton, Barbara Holt, John Huddleston, Sharon Huffman, Betty Jean Hughes, Donald Hughes, Billy Hunt, Nona Inglis, Susan Ingraham, Stella Inman.
Wayne Inman, Betty Ivy, Charlie Jackson, Daniel Jackson, James Jackson, Larissa Jackson, Barbara Jenkins, Patricia Kimbrough, Jimmy King, William Robert King, Rose Klein, Dixie Rose Kleinfeld, William Laird, Lavelle Leopard, Willadine Lewis, Ronald S. Ligon Sr.
Diane Little, James Lunn, Robert Mahon, Alan Mancuso, Marvin Heavy Marlin, Tandy Marlin, Jill Massey, Jean Maupin, Dorothy Ann MacArthur, William Billy MacArthur, Alicia McLeod, Nell McMurray, Christopher McWhorter, Preston Milnar, David Moran.
Louis Mosley, Gwendolyn Mulligan, Landis Guffey Myler, Michael Nostri, Kenneth Neal, Christopher Neese, Cameron Nichols, Jason Nicorvo, Edward Ossie III, Henrietta Parker, Keith Parker, Dr. Keith Parker.
William Bill Parker, Edward Pewitt, James Michael Pewitt, John Pewitt, Billy Kent Phillips, Daniel Platzmeyer Sr., Joe Pratt, Sam Pratt Jr., Mike Puckett, Reginald Puckett, Thomas Leon Reed, Daryl Reifschneider, Beverly Bev Roberts,
Martha Ring, Jeffrey Roselle, Kate Rust, Brennan Salazar, Don Savage, Lawrence Lance Saylor Jr., Anthony Scarlatti, Timothy Shuett, James Shell, Margie Scherer, Brian Father Andrew Short, Stacy Smith, Sidney Sorrell, Tanner Spalding.
Dr. Mildred Stallman, Geraldine Stelzges, John Wesley Stevens, Iris Stokes, Doris Sullivan, Tim Swaim, Marvine Swayze, Don Sweeney, Marianne Tate, Tab Taylor, Wynette Taylor, Mark Thesson, George Thompson, Lyndall Thompson, Johnny Tomlin.
Joshua Townsend, Danny Turbeville, Maxine Turney, James Bubba Tywater Jr., Charles Bobby Vaughn, Leland Wayne Waddell Sr., Rosa Walker, Joyce Walreven, Ronald Walreven, Carla Waters, Michael Walford, Glenn Welch Sr., Judd Whitby III.
Betty White, Betty Whitefield, Johnny Wise, Sherry Witzel, Janice Wolverton, Andrew Wolverton, Lipsy Ray Arnold Jr., Carolyn Babcock, Omar Ernest Ernie Bacon Jr., Ann Cherry, Judith Clayton, William Hay.
Mary Hughes, Virginia Isaacs, Joe King, William Billy Knight, Mary Louise Lynch, J.T. Langley, Jerry Marshall, William Moss, Christopher Pack, Audie Reynolds Pewitt, Gary Rube Rubenstein, Ann T. Rutherford, Patricia Scruggs, Glendra Thompson, and David White.
That is our in memoriam service. Those last of 2025 were for the month of January. Just too many familiar faces and dear friends for us. Don't forget, a family representative or friend may come to the stage after this event and claim a candle as a remembrance to those honored in our memoriam service, or stop by Williamson Memorial to pick that up. That concludes our awards for the evening. And what time do we? 7:38. We want to thank the amazing volunteers in our community, and we want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank my MC, Tom Lawrence. He's always there for me, and the great staff of Williamson Memorial Funeral Home and Lineage Bank for their support. We will post, we have recorded tonight's event. We'll post it on our social media and on our website sometime this week. And we hope that you'll look for that and share this information with friends. And next year, consider nominating someone in these awards. So thank you. Go out and make it a great night and help and be in service to our community. Thanks so much. Have a good night. Travel safe.
Thank you, Mindy. Great job.